Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about the birds, communication, and health. So, I mentioned something offhand in a recent video about the price of eggs, and it led to a lot of questions. And since we're on the topic, there's a little more information to go over. So, I recently said that the administration had cut communications about public health with the public. Almost all scientific communications with the public have been stopped by the Trump administration. That includes those coming from the National Institutes of Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now, officially, they're on hold until the 1st of February. But the purpose of the hold is to review the types of communication so they can be brought in line with the administration's worldview and policies. As we deal with bird flu, remember, Trump's worldview during COVID included the quote, "If we stopped testing right now, we'd have very few cases, if any." Since we're on that topic, here's some additional information about bird flu, avian flu, and highly pathogenic avian influenza. Different names, same thing. The U.S. had its first case of H5N9. It was at a duck farm in California. You've probably heard mostly about H5N1 because that's the version that has been burning through U.S. agriculture. This is a different, more rare strain. The National Library of Medicine has a paper on it saying, quote, "Whether this novel H5N9 virus will cause human infections from its avian host and become a pandemic subtype is not known yet. It is therefore imperative to assess the risk of emergence of this novel reassortant virus with potential transmissibility to public health." Right now, we don't know if it's more dangerous. The CDC site currently says, quote, "While the current public health risk is low, CDC is watching the situation carefully and working with states to monitor people with animal exposures." That page hasn't been updated in a few days, though. We're currently waiting to see what communications will be allowed after the 1st. If it is severely curtailed, we'll start looking for a way to pull together the information from the various agencies. Sometimes the information comes from places most people have never heard of, which is why we have an information clearinghouse in the U.S. As an example, the H5N9 news came to the public's attention through the World Organization for Animal Health. Just as a reminder, a lot of time, little bits of information like this are covered in a weekly rundown on the second channel, The Roads with Belle. The short version here is that public health information is important. Now, the administration could leave the transmission of information relatively unchanged after the review. We don't know yet. But if past this prologue, we're going to have to pay closer attention to this sort of news ourselves and not count on the agencies we fund to be able to tell us. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.